So do this one thing today. I started the blog talking about a teacher at Haynes Inman Educational Center, which is in Jamestown, North Carolina. If you're ever in Jamestown, go by and visit Haynes Inman Educational Center. It is a wonderful school. It's a school K-12 for students with disabilities, and it will be a life-changing day for you, I promise you. Call them. Ask them, can you come? I promise you, I'll guarantee you they'll say yes. Go visit them, and you will never regret it. You'll be a part of the Haynes Inman family. Anyway, one of their teachers, Vicki Simmons, gave me a bracelet one time. And on the bracelet, I wear it often, it says, I make a difference. And it really meant so much to me that Vicki took time out of her day to give me this bracelet and tell me that I made a difference in her life. And she told me that I not only made a difference in her life, but in her school, in Haynes Inman. And it was just so rewarding to me that she did that. But it was what she did next that was even more rewarding. She actually gave me another bracelet just like this. And she told me to give it to somebody that made a difference in my life. And it really prompted me to reflect on all the people that made and are still making such a tremendous difference in my life. And of course, first I thought of my family. I have a huge family that makes a very big difference. Wonderful parents and step-parents and siblings and aunts and uncles and grandparents that make such a tremendous difference and support me in so many things that I do. So I thought about them, and I hope that I've always let them know how much a difference they make in my life. And then I thought about my close circle of friends, especially the girlfriends that I went to college with, that I still talk to almost on a daily basis, and that I hope they know how much of a difference they made in my life and that I've told them. I also thought about former teachers and teachers that are in my family, like my Aunt Violet, who's watching right now, that have helped shape and mold me into the teacher that I am. And so I hope, again, that I've told all of them that how much of an impact they made in my life, starting with my 4th grade teacher that inspired me to want to be a teacher. But as I continually reflected on this, because this bracelet really meant a lot to me that she gave me to give to somebody else, I thought about maybe the people in my life that I had not told that they made a difference in my life, and maybe they didn't even know the impact that they made in my life. And so I hope you will stay with me to the end, because I want to tell you about 3 people that I thought about that are making a tremendous difference in my life and that really probably don't even know about it. And I could have easily shared this with them in a private message. I could have said, I reached out to them. But I felt a calling to really share this publicly, because I think they can probably make a difference in somebody else's life and somebody that's going to watch this. So I just wanted to share this publicly. All 3 of them are educators, and all 3 of them I never see anymore face to face, but they're still making a difference in my life. So I want to tell you about all 3 of them. And again, if you can't stay with me to the end, please come back and watch this, because I think it's for somebody. The first one is a girl named Katie Wall. And Katie and I went to college together. And we went to UNC, we were both teaching fellows, and she went on to teach in Johnston County, and I went on to teach in Durham. And we lost touch, but we really just still kept up each other on Facebook, like so many people do. And I really live vicariously through Katie, because Katie traveled all over the world with her husband. They went to many different countries, and I really kept up with her through her pictures that she shared. She had a blog that she shared, and she also shared them on Facebook. But one day I logged on to Facebook, and I saw that Katie's husband had passed away unexpectedly. Now, mind you, Katie is my age. She's 34 years old. And it really shook me to my core that Katie's husband had passed away, and she was my age, and it was very unexpectedly. And I just kept thinking, I can't imagine what she's going through. And I kept praying for her and just really hoping that God would give her some type of peace during this time in such a tragic loss for her, to have been married for 10 years and then become a widow at 34 years old, which is very, very tragic. A few months after Katie's husband passed away, Katie, finally started to reach out on her blog, which she usually documented her travels on. to document some of her pain and some of her grief, but also some of her life's journey and some of her testimony and some of the things that she had learned through the grief. And I think through that, Katie really found purpose through her blog in her pain. Her husband passing away was not in her plans. And she found a way, she's a fighter, and she found a way to pick up the pieces and help others along the way. And I think through her blog, she's found a way to also deal with the pain in some way, but she's also making an incredible difference in the lives of people. Katie teaches me to press pause sometimes, that life is, more than work, because you never know when the last day is. She never expected that, her husband and her journey would be cut short. But she teaches me, and she teaches so many others, to just treasure every day. A few of my favorite blogs that Katie wrote, one after her husband just passed away, is called I Can't Even Imagine. I go back to that a lot. Another one is called Wifing Ain't Easy. She's written many, but these are some of my favorite. She wrote one about the truth about being a great teacher. So I think some of her journey is also sharing her work experiences about teaching. One that she wrote recently is called Baby Steps. So I'm going to share Katie's blog below in the comments of this, and she has no idea that I'm saying this tonight. But Katie, if you watch this, I hope that you know that you're making a difference in my life. I've never told you that before, but keep writing, keep sharing your journey, and keep turning your pain into your purpose, because God does have a bigger purpose for you. The next one is Deborah Cheek. She also taught with me, and we didn't go to school together, but she taught with me in Carrington. And me and her always seemed to wind up on the same hallway, and she inspired and encouraged me while we were teaching together. But perhaps since we haven't taught together, she has inspired and encouraged me even more, and she has no idea how much she has inspired and encouraged me. Deborah has written 2 books since we have last seen each other. I haven't seen her in many, many years. She still lives in Durham. One is called, her first book was called While He Is Perfecting Me, and it's a wonderful book. And the other book is called The Believing Wife. And I have both of her books. They really inspire me. But it's perhaps her blogs as well, just like Katie. And she also founded a ministry called Believing Wives. And it really has inspired me to think about the type of wife that I will be one day. Some of you may say, well, how in the world can a ministry called Believing Wives be such an inspiration to you, Justin, because you're not married, you're not a wife. But I do believe that God is using Deborah to help me one day be the wife that he needs and calls me to be. If I had been married when I thought that I should have been married, I would have probably been divorced 3 or 4 times by now. So I thank God for Deborah's ministry and her books and her teaching, her blog. She goes live usually on Wednesday nights, so she'll probably be going live probably at about 9 or 10 o'clock. Sometimes it's too late for me, but I catch it always the next day. I make sure I listen to the wisdom that she shares. She shares her and her husband's journey of marriage. She tells about the good, the bad, and the ugly, the things that sometimes people don't always want to share. And she has also turned her test into her testimony. And so Deborah, I really appreciate your sharing, your courage. I appreciate you going live. I think her and her husband are going live together tonight. So it's not just for women. It's also for men and anybody that's either like me, maybe they're not married, but know they will be one day. Maybe you've been married for 20, 30 years. And you're happily married, or maybe your marriage is struggling. I do believe that Deborah and what she has to share can be for somebody. And so, Deborah, thank you for making a difference in my life. I've never told you that before, but thank you, because you really do. And the last person that I want to talk about that I've never told is another teacher that I work with in Durham, and her name is Jacqueline Hill. She also, we inspired me while we worked together, but has done more to inspire me after we have been in different states and we don't even see each other anymore. Jacqueline went on to found her own business where she helps business owners like me. She's also an inspirationalist, and she also helps other people that want to become better writers. So she's still educating and still teaching. She's just doing it in different ways. I reached out to her after doing this business for a while by myself, and I really just wanted her help with a small portion of the business, and that conversation really turned into a wonderful conversation for me, and to really help not only change this business for me, but change many things in my own personal life. She has helped me. We talk usually every week, and I cannot speak highly enough about what the wisdom she's given me to grow spiritually, but also in the business and in my writing. So she pushes me outside of my comfort zone. She tells me when I'm wrong. She tells me when I'm right. And if you can find somebody like that in your life that is able to offer you that constructive criticism and help you grow and push you outside of your comfort zone, then you really have found someone that makes all the difference. So I've never told you, Jacqueline, even though we talk every week, you make a difference in my life. So those are 3 people that I shared with you. And again, I could have shared this privately. Katie Wall, Deborah Cheek, and Jacqueline Hill. And I'm going to put all of their information to their blogs and their websites so that you can go, if you want to go back and look at this video, if you're joining later on, and know exactly what I said. If you want to go take a look, I do believe that, God led me to share this publicly because I do believe that maybe their message is also for someone else. So teachers, if you're watching right now, teachers, this bracelet really meant a lot to me that another teacher gave me. But again, it also meant a lot to me that she gave me a second one, and she told me to go tell someone who made a difference in my life. So first of all, teachers, I want you to know, if you're watching, you make a difference in the lives of children every day. You may not know it, you may not see it, you may not feel it. Students aren't going to come up to you and many times tell you the difference that they make. Sometimes you never know. But just know that you are making a difference in the lives of students every day. I also think you need to tell your students the difference that they make in your life. Those students that help you, that are leaders in your class. Those students that come in and do exactly what you ask them to do. Those students that you can't wait to see at your door every day. Let them know how much of a difference they make in your life. Let them know how much you appreciate them in your life. And also, if you're teaching at a school, give opportunities for students to let other people know the difference that they make in their lives. Let other students give each other bracelets. It doesn't cost a lot to get some of these bracelets for your school. Give them 2 bracelets. Give them one to let them know they make a difference. Give them another, just like Vicki did for me, to give to somebody else that makes a difference in their life. Let them pass it forward to somebody else. It doesn't cost a lot to get this. If you don't want to do this, do buttons. Do something where kids can show each other that they make a difference. Maybe it's that kid that carries another person's book bag to class that can't do it, helps them get to class. It's a kid that is the leader in your class. It's a kid that constantly is running errands for you, or helping out in the media center, helping out in the office. Give them something to let them know that they make a difference, or simply tell them, right? We don't tell kids enough that they make a difference in the lives of each other and also teachers. And maybe hold an event at your school, right? And let them invite people that made a difference in their lives, and let them give speeches and tell the people that they made a difference in their lives. This is great oral speaking skills for students, and ways that they can really show the people that made a difference in their lives and that still are, that they can tell them about it. So I just encourage you, if you're a teacher watching, then do that with your students. Get some bracelets, let them write speeches, let them do a social media thing like I'm doing, let them send a video message, or maybe even just a text message or a phone call. Something can be very simple. It doesn't have to be elaborate. But tell the people in your lives who make a difference, let them know, because just like Katie taught me in her blog, life is very short. And sometimes we just need to press pause and remember the people that have made a difference in our lives and that continue to make a difference in our lives every day. So I urge you, if you're watching right now or if you'll watch this in the future, do this one thing today. Think about the people in your lives that are making a difference and tell them. So thank you for watching. Hey Amanda, I see you. Thank you, Miss Hartwell. I see you, and you certainly made a difference in my life as well. And I certainly know that you know that. You're a huge mentor for me and the reason why I am who I am today. So thank you for watching and still supporting me. So I am going to leave you guys. I know it's getting late. I'm going to again post the information to Katie's blog, Deborah's blog. Deborah's getting ready to come on in about an hour or so, I hope, before I go to bed. Watch her tonight. I think she will encourage you. And also Jacqueline's website and blog. I think she can encourage you as well and make a difference not only in my life, but in your life. So thank you guys and have a wonderful evening.